Okay, so today students we're going to discuss the another subunit. It is the Janapada. Okay, Janapada and Mahajanapada. So what is the difference between Janapada and Mahajanapada? So what is Janapada? That the word Janapada literally means the land where the Jana set its foot and settle down. Okay, Jana, you have already know what is Jana or Vish, where a Jana or Vish, a group of people, a particular group, they settled or set its foot. That is called Janapada. Pada means leg, foot. So that's why from in this way the Janapada word came from. Okay. In Janapadas, the Rajas who performed these big sacrifices were recognized as being Rajas or Rajas of Janapadas, okay, rather than Janas. Now they known as the Rajas of Janapadas, means a king of a huge area, that is called Janapada, where different Janas or they lived. Yes, and Vinayak, the question and answers of chapter number 4. Okay, what books and burials tells us will be uploaded today. Okay, you will check that. Okay, after this class, after in today afternoon, I will upload that question answers. Okay, in a PowerPoint presentation. So the archaeologists have excavated a number of settlements in these Janapadas. Okay, where did those Janapadas situated? So such as Purana Kila is a region in Delhi. Purana Kila region is a historical place. Lot of historical evidences were discovered from Purana Kila region, as well as Hastinapur near Meerut. The Hastinapur is a city, is the capital of Kuru Mahajanapada. So it was said that the capital of Kuru Janapada was Hastinapur, and it was discovered in near Meerut, UP, Uttar Pradesh. And Atranji Khera is another place near Eta. Eta is another place in Uttar Pradesh. So there was some evidence also found about the Janapadas. So they found that people lived in huts, some broken huts also discovered due to the excavation, as well as they kept cattle as well as other animals. The animal bones also discovered from those archaeological sites. They also grew a variety of crops that was also discovered, that rice, wheat, barley, pulses, sugarcane, sesame and mustard. So those are some. Okay, Tori, after this class, I will give you the syllabus. Okay. Just last few minutes, I will give you the syllabus. Okay. So rice, wheat, barley, pulses, sugarcane, sesame, and mustard. These are some crops cultivated by the people on those Janapadas, living on those Janapadas. They made earthen pots. Some of these were grey in color. This is called greyware. There is a picture given in your book, that printed greyware plates and bowls are the most common vessels made out of painted greyware, and these are extremely fine to touch with a nice smooth surface. Perhaps these were used on special occasions for important people and to serve special food. So these are called greyware. And some other red vessels also found made with red clay, and one special type of pottery found in these sites known as painted greyware. So this is painted greyware. Picture is given in your book, page number 56 in the old book. Okay. So as is obvious from these grey pots had painted designs, usually simple lines and geometric patterns. So in this pots, okay, some geometric patterns also drawn in this way, and lines in this way drawn. Okay, so like in this way the triangles. So these are painted clay ware. These are discovered from the various archaeological sites. Yudhishthir, yes, Yudhishthir, Pandu was there, yes. Not only Pandu, it was there is a big conflict in Hastinapur that was mentioned in Mahabharata, okay, between the Kauravas and Pandavas, the brothers, they were brothers actually. Yes, you are correct, Tori. Now listen, what happened? Now these are the epics. What was described in Ramayana Mahabharata is an epics, okay, and no foolproof evidence was not discovered that these were the real incident, because incidents may be real, but the name might be changed, okay, at the time. So now the next one, it is the Mahajanapada, okay. So I am adding Maha word, Mahajanapada. So what is Mahajanapadas? About 2500 years ago, some Janapadas become most important than others and were known as Mahajanapadas. Some of these are shown on map 4, and most Mahajanapadas had a capital city, and many of these were fortified. At the time, as per the historians and other historical texts, there are 16 Mahajanapadas, main Mahajanapadas, okay, and the name are Kashi, means today's Varanasi, Koshala, okay, Anga, it is situated in northern Bihar, in Munger, Darbhanga, okay, Magadha, it is also present in today's Bihar, Vajji, Malla, Chedi, Vatsa, Kuru in today's Delhi region, Kuru, Panchala, okay, it is also present in Bihar, Matsya, Mats, and Saurasena, Ashwaka, Avanti, and Avanti was situated in today's Madhya Pradesh. Okay, Ujjain was the capital of Avanti city, and Gandhar, it is present in today's Peshawar, okay, in Pakistan border, and some people said it was the capital city, it is a city of Kandahar situated in Afghanistan today. Another one, that is the Kamboj. So these are the 16 Mahajanapadas, okay. So this means the huge, and those Mahajanapadas, what are the main features of these Mahajanapadas? That all these cities were fortified. All these cities fortified. Number 2, had a capital city. The capital city also fortified, and the huge walls most of the time made of wood, brick, and stone. And forts were probably built because people were afraid of the attacks of the kings, other kings, and needed protection. Most of the cases time, the Mahajanapadas, they fought with each other to expand their territory and kingdom, okay, such as we have seen in the time of at the time of Ashwamedha Yajna, okay. So it is also likely that some rulers wanted to show how rich and powerful they were by building really large, tall, and impressive walls around their cities. And inside the fortified area could be controlled more easily by the king. Building such huge walls require a great deal of planning, but this building such huge walls need a great planning and great deal of planning, and thousands, if not lakhs of bricks or stones had to be prepared to make such big walls. And this in turn meant enormous labor provided possibly by thousands of men, women, and children, and resources had to be found for all of this. Okay, so thousands workers worked to build such a huge wall, and women, children, and men, they also worked for this construction of these big walls. And not lakhs of bricks, okay, not thousand, lakhs of bricks and stones prepared to make such huge walls. So there is a picture present in your page number 58. Look at it, is a fortified wall at Kaushambi city. It is present near Allahabad, UP, and today it is known as Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. A part of it was probably built around 2500 years ago. Okay, so look at the wall, the huge wall at Kaushambi, situated in present day Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so these new Rajas now began maintaining armies. The soldiers were paid regular salaries. So the number 3 features, they had armies. Okay, and in the armies, the soldiers were paid regular salaries and maintained by the king throughout the year. They are not rented, they got regular salaries from the king, because all they busy in fighting different battles all over the year. Some payments were probably made using punch mark coins. Okay, so you will read more about this in chapter number 9. So picture of punch mark coin is present in page number 92. Okay, the picture of punch mark coin, silver coins. Okay, so this is the Janapada and Mahajanapadas. Okay, students, so if you have any question, you can ask me from the Janapadas and Mahajanapadas. Okay, no question. So I am just including another portion, another small point, that is taxes. What kind of taxes collected at the time? Okay, at the time, different type of taxes collected by the king, such as the bhaga or share. Okay, the bhaga or share, it is the 1/6 of agricultural produce. It was collected by the king, 1/6 of the agricultural produce. Number 2, there is a tax collected at the time, that from the craftspersons. From the craftspersons, there is another type of taxes collected from them, and these could have been in the form of labor. For example, a weaver or a blacksmith may have had work for a day every month for the king. This is the one type of labor tax given mainly by the craftspersons. Okay, in form of labor, not in form of money or crops. Okay, so the farmers they were giving 1/6 of their agricultural produce, means 1/6 of their crops. On the other hand, the craftspersons, they worked 1 day in each week or 1 day in every month for the king. This is the labor tax for the craftspersons, from the craftspersons. Third one, it is the herding tax. Herders were also expected to pay taxes in the form of animals and animal produce, such as the animal keeper, the animal herders, they gave animals or milk or meat or the skin of animal or wool to the king. Okay, so this is the another type of taxes collected from the herders. So animal products from herders. Number 4, another type of taxes also collected at that time, that is the taxes on goods that were brought and sold through trade. So the big businessmen, the merchants, they also gave tax on the goods that were bought and sold. So taxes on trade tax. Okay. Today also trade tax collected by the government on different goods. And the last one, hunters and gatherers also had to provide forest produce for the Raja. By hunters and gatherers. By hunters and gatherers. Okay, so these are the 5 types of taxes. Remember students, this is the 5 types of taxes: bhaga or share on agricultural product from the craftspersons, animal products from the herders, taxes on trade, and forest, and taxes on forest produce. So the hunter and gatherers, they collected forest products for their own livelihood. They also give a share of their forest products such as honey, wax, okay, or many medicinal plants to the king. So this is also a tax. So in this way the king collected tax. Now what are the uses of those taxes? At the time, the king rulers of Mahajanapadas were building huge forts, maintaining big armies, and so this, and also for their own livelihood, making palaces, they collected those taxes. And they needed officials to collect these. So instead of depending on occasional gifts brought by people, as in the case of Raja of the Janapadas, they started collecting regular taxes. So king's tax collectors collected, so they had collected all those taxes at that time. Okay, students. Now the syllabus. Time is up. So in the history, chapter 1 to 6. Sorry, chapter 1 to 5. In the new book, it is chapter 1 to 5. It is, and in geography, chapter number 1 to 4, 1 to 5, and in civics, 1 2 4. Okay, so this is the syllabus of your term 1 examination. Note it down, students. Okay, so I hope you have understood the discussion about the taxes also. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, thank you. So no problem. Okay, another question. Who is this? Okay, Meghomita. Okay, Meghomita, the date of the examination will be uploaded in your e-portal as well as in the official website. So thank you for this class. See you in the next day.